We got Israel Adesanya back here on the program. He's got a huge fight coming up here at the Ultimate Fighter Season 27 finale. He's going to be taking on Brad Tavares. Israel, how are you?
I'm great, my man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Now, last time we did an interview, you were getting your car fixed. Where am I getting you today this time we're doing the interview?
Right at the gym. Just finished my session and signed my my medicals for my next fight. And yeah, just at work, at the office.
Just another day at the office, as they say. That's awesome. And congratulations on getting this fight. Were you expecting a main event matchup, during International Fight Week like this?
To be honest, not this soon. I didn't think so. Just because, I'm humble. I take my time. I want to earn my keep. And 2 fights in the company already. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, who else? I mean, on the 3rd fight. And I was like, well, Connor did this as well on his 3rd fight. I think against Diego Brandao after his injury. And Anderson Silva did it as well in his 2nd fight against Rich Franklin for the middleweight title of the world. So we're in the same, here's my wrestling coach, Andre. What's up? Yeah, so we're in the same echelon of greatness. So it's a good feeling, It's good to see the company seeing what I've seen in myself for years. So, yeah, business is booming.
Did the UFC present this matchup to you, or did you ask for Tavares?
Well, I kind of I already hinted before the fight that I have my opponent in mind. Now that's 3 for 3. That's 3 opponents for 3 opponents where I already picked them out in my head just for whatever reason. And it's not always negative. It's just like Goku, I want to fight the best. I want to test myself against the rest. So, yeah, see what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. So now just have to take out the number 10 guy and then keep climbing the ranks.
And what about Tavares made you want to, have this matchup? What was sort of the reason he was on your mind for your next fight?
I said in an interview before the fight, I can't remember with who, but it was at breakfast. I think it was an MMA Junkie. Yeah, it was at breakfast that morning. I just, because Ray Sefo and his crew were kind of around our table, and then I said what's up to them, greeted them, good morning, shook hands, no negative feels, no bad energy. It's just, I see you, and you see me, so we just kind of, I was like, you know what, I want to fight him next. When I beat this guy, I want to fight this guy next, because he's been around for a long time, well-known name in the UFC. So, yeah, I just felt like it would be a good guy to take out, and it just happened to pan out.
And let's talk about your last fight. Obviously, you got the split decision over Marvin Vettori. I think a lot of people felt that should have been a unanimous decision. What do you sort of take away from that performance against a really tough guy in Marvin Vettori?
From that performance, I take away a lot, because after the fight, you could see I was disappointed, and for whatever reason, Marvin thought he won that fight. So just because of my disappointment in my performance, and that's not saying I knew I won clearly, but I was just disappointed I didn't finish him. But what I learned was my endurance. I can go 5 rounds, and this next fight's 5 rounds. So my last fight, I based my camp around a 3-round fight. So I was ready to go another 2 rounds, and I meant that when I said it after the fight. I meant that for real. So now I'm basing this camp around a 5-round fight. So imagine my gas tank, and now I've kind of seen how I can push and where I can get to against a tough guy in a mixed martial arts contest. So now, yeah, I don't think it's going to go 5 rounds, but I like the option. I like, I have enough time to cook him. I can slow cook him as much as I want.
And just one more thing on the Vettori fight. Was there anything about him as an opponent that surprised you in the fight, or did you just expect everything he was bringing to the table?
His head. I always believe no one has a chin. I really still believe that. No one has a chin. Everyone's, there's maybe thresholds. There's a spectrum of who can take, more shots than another person, but everyone has a button you can turn off at any time. And I failed to find that button on him that night. But if he ever comes up on me again, I'll find that button. And it's not always on the head. It's all over the body. So, yeah, I just believe his chin held up, like you said, but everyone has a button. And the next time I'll find that button, but I'll find it in my next fight. I feel I'll find it easier in my next fight.
And let's talk about your next fight. Obviously, Brad Tavares, we've been talking about it here. He's been a mainstay in the UFC for, I think, almost 7 years. I think he made his debut in 2011. He's been on a hot streak lately. Where do you feel like he's sort of really, turned it on as far as his winning streak?
To be honest, I haven't really been watching much of him till his last fight. Yeah, I remember watching much of him till his last fight. And it's just, yeah, he's a good, solid competitor, but he's a lot easier to read than Vettori. Vettori brought some stuff to me on the night. This is why I don't worry about game plans. My coaches worry about all that stuff. They've got the basic game plan to beat someone, but my job is to be able to call as you say in gridiron, an audible and be able to freestyle in the moment. And that's what I did with Vittorio. I was able to read what the random shit he was throwing. I was able to read it on the fly, on a drop of a dime. So that was good for me. And with what's his name, Tavares, Brad, I just don't. I've seen that stuff before. I've seen that shit many times. I've seen it this morning, even on the pads. You can he's basic, which isn't a bad thing. You know, being basic is really good, especially having strong basics. But yeah, it's what makes him easy to beat, and it's what makes him dangerous as well. I look forward to it.
And how are you structuring this training camp? Is it just going to be business as usual, training with your usual team and usual training partners?
Definitely. Same shit, different guy. So, yeah, just got wrestling in this morning, jiu-jitsu, actually precise. We'll get some grappling in, got some pads in before that. And now I've got some meetings to do. But, yeah, same shit, different guy. Just have to keep that same energy.
Well, I was going to say, if it's working, you got to stick with it. You know, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Did I see the Hangman earlier? Was that Dan Hooker that was walking by?
That was Dan at the beginning of the interview. He just rolled past. We've got a meeting soon because we got some. Me and him got something coming up. We got something coming up, so we're gonna go see some big executives or whatever. Schmooze, smile and wave, do the whole do the whole song and dance, and then see what happens. But yeah, things are going good. Business is booming.
And how inspiring was that to see his big win over Jim Miller? I'm sure that, you know, as a team, that sort of boosts up the morale.
Fuck yeah. Like me and him had our camp together because we were a week apart. So we were kind of peaking at the same times and we were pushing each other, you know, and there's times I would get sick of his face and he'd get sick of mine. And, you know, it's just friendly competition, frenemies. You know, that's how we like to call ourselves. But, yeah, it was really inspiring, and I lost my shit. If you see my reaction when he knocked him out, I almost scaled the fence. But I wouldn't do a McGregor. But I used to spaz out, and I can understand that because it's just emotion. You just overcome with a lot of emotion for your teammate because you see all the work they put in, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
When does the weight cut process start for you? Is that closer to fight time, or do you start to diet now once you find out your fight?
I'm good. Like last night, I had a whole box of Krispy Kremes. I had some. What was that? I had some. I just eat whatever I want right now. But maybe 3 weeks out, because my weight cuts are easy. So maybe about 3 weeks out, I start to like I eat good stuff as well. Don't get me wrong. Like now, if I go home, I'll have some oats, granola, whatever with yogurt, some blueberries, protein powder, whatever. But at the moment, yeah, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm enjoying life. Because when it comes back to that time again with the weight cut, it's like all the stuff you're not supposed to eat, you crave it even more because you're not allowed it. So, yeah.
No, I hear you on that. How do you see this fight playing out on July 6th?
Like I said, it's a lot for me. Being objective, I don't want to. When I say easy, I don't mean it's gonna be a walk in the park, which it is, but easier as in it's going to be easier to read Brad because I've seen that shit many times. And I know the reactions and the looks he's going to give. So he's going to bring something different. And whatever he brings on that night, I'll be able to read it on the fly with the shotgun. So, yeah, it's same shit, man. I just come in there, I want to do my best. And I always come in there and give my best. So, yeah, just expect me to give my best. Expect nothing less.
Where do you feel like a win over Tavares puts you? You mentioned him, being ranked 10th. Where do you feel like it puts you in the division?
Definitely top 10. I'll take a spot. Not that I care, to be honest, but I'll take a spot. And from there, we'll have to keep going up. You can't look back down, so we keep going up after that fight. I think next night there's Uriah Hall and what's his name, the juiced up Brazilian kid. Like I'll fight the winner of that fight once we get through Tavares. It'll be cool. It'd be even cool if like Dana lets us do a stare down as well.
They should. I like those in the cage. They did one last week with I don't know if you saw that with Fedor Emelianenko and Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, it hypes up the next fight. Everyone, you can see the guys, their first interaction together or whatever. And yeah, definitely. I think I get through Tavares. You know, you never look past anyone. You never overestimate or underestimate anyone. But I get past them as I expect I should. And I fight the winner of Uriah Hall and the Brazilian kid.
Good stuff. Last question before I let you go here. What are you watching on Netflix right now? What video games are you playing? What are you doing on your downtime right now for getting through this camp?
God of War.
Okay, nice.
God of War. That's the one on PlayStation right now. Awesome game. Fucking just. When I saw I don't really fuck with reviews, but 10 out of 10 is like, oh my god, okay, whatever. But you have to just watch. I don't even watch trailers as well, but the gameplay is sick. The graphics, everything. So that's the shit right now. God of War. If not on Netflix, I watched this movie with Chris Rock and Adam Sandler recently. A week. Oh fuck! I suck with names of movies.
No worries. Was it good though?
It was funny. Chris Rock and Adam Sandler. It's something a week ago or something. But yeah, it was a funny movie. I watched that last night.
Yeah, it's good. Chris Rock, it's weird. He's a really good comedian, but I find his movies always are terrible. But you said it was a good movie?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a funny movie. Like, there was a bit, I was by myself watching it, and I pissed myself laughing at a few bits. Yeah, I might have been Irie as well, but yeah, definitely it's funny, like 100% funny. Also, what else? What was something else I was going to say? His last stand-up on Netflix.
Yeah, well, I was going to
hilarious.
ask you about that. What'd you think?
Yeah. It had some messages in it like that kind of I could relate to in my life, and I was like, yo, you know, I like how guys like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, like certain stand-up comedians kind of put messages, not even hide, they put messages without being preachy, but make it in a funny way to digest. And they're like, oh, you think about it from a different perspective, and that was cool. So Chris Rock did it on his last special, but this movie was funny. I wish I caught that. That would have been cool on camera.
No worries.
I didn't look at it, though. Peripheral. I can catch them normally, but that was peripheral. I try to catch it like that. Yeah.
Good stuff. Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to this fight, man. It's the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale coming up here on July 6th. Israel, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Hey, shout out to Engage, my man Ashbel Castro, walking over here. Staying Skin, Raw Dawson, those are my guys. He gets me inked up. Probably need one after this fight as well. I'm looking at a little bland. I want to be like a Walt in the 80s. Who else? Yeah, at Stylebender on Twitter, Instagram. Slide in my DMs. Currently single. Just saying. What else? Facebook.com/TheLastStylebender. So, yeah, hit me up. I don't reply much unless, but yeah.